Hey there, this is Andrew from the Jetdocs and Gerald team. And in this video, we're going to be going over how to ask Gerald a question and it query your SharePoint documentation. So in a previous video, inside of Jetdocs, we had our SharePoint connection set up. I mentioned this is the folder inside of this township operations site that we got set up. And I also mentioned that we will be showing an example of how to extract information from this HR policy, vacation and payroll guidelines document from Gerald. So, and again, all of these documents in here would be getting queried as well. Just in this example, I'll be showcasing the vacation payroll question. So back inside of Teams, before we get started, when you're asking Gerald a question, you can either install Gerald inside of Copilot, which I have pinned right here, or you can just install Gerald as a personal scope application and pin it to the left sidebar here. So both options are available. They're going to point to the same documentation and same set of Jetdocs templates through the Jetdocs MCP server. So for our question, I'm just going to ask, what is our vacation policy? And click enter. So what Gerald's doing, it's going to provide you a little bit of information when it's thinking through things, searching our knowledge base, and it's going through and matching the best fit of information relative to your user question. So you can see here, here the response is, here's a summary of the township's vacation policy. So the vacation entitlement, 15 days paid vacation annually, increases to 20 days. There's carryover. And from an accrual perspective, it accrues from your hire date, not necessarily, January 1st. And then if you're wanting to request time off, this must be submitted at least 10 business days in advance. So when we look back at our documentation, and I have another video about best practices for setting up this documentation inside of your SharePoint site, because only docx files are currently supported. However, you'll see here that I bolded this information just to make it easier to read, but you can see here that, the 15 days, FAQs, for example, are being referenced. And then inside of here, you will see that there's actually all, sources occurring. So I can actually, click on sources here and just opened up that link. But if you click on sources, you will see all of the citations on the right-hand side listed here. They're all coming from one document, but this can be, multiple sources as your queries get more complex. Thanks.